What's up, my YouTube fam? Today I am back doing another tutorial. I am doing the knotless box braids. These box braids have me feeling myself. I love how they came out. They are beautiful, they are long lasting, and if you wait until the end of the video, you'll see it 12 days later. So please like, comment, and subscribe to your girl. So jumping right in there, we're using Let's Jam with the extra hold. This is my whipped shea butter, 2 rat tail combs because I always lose one. This is what I hold my hair on. It is a thread holder, but I put my hair on that. I'm using the EXBRAID Quatro. There are 1, 2, 3, and 4 bundles of hair in that, and duckbills. This is 1 pack, and let's get started. So it literally took me all 4 of these plus 1 to complete my entire head. You can see here that I have already done most of my hair, and I'm just going to get to the front where you can actually see what I'm doing and try to explain it to you. I make my parts as neat as possible. I did not really detangle my hair, but my shea butter does it for me. So basically, I use the jam. I don't use a lot. I know a lot of people use a lot and they want it really shiny. I don't really like that look. I like more of a natural look. And I part them. I not try to be part specific because I really want the parts to show through. And that's what I'm doing here. The rat tail comb really helps with that. And I am actually looking in my viewfinder to see my part, which is the worst. My big mirror is actually to the left of me, and you can't really see that. I put away the rest of my hair, and this is where it gets good. The first thing I do is I take my whipped shea butter, and I make sure I hit every strand, and it actually detangles my hair while I'm rubbing it in. That way I don't worry about combing. I just kind of finger detangle, and then I use the jam to make it easy to separate at the roots. I have 3 pieces of hair that I use each time, and I do put the jam on the braids. That way it can eliminate a lot of the flyaways. It helps me out a lot. So on each one of the extensions that I add, which there are 3 again, I do put the jam on each one of it as you see me doing there. And I separate the hair into 3 pieces in order to get it ready to braid. Very simple. 3 pieces. And here we go. So my hair is very thin, and I want them to fall any way that I go. So I just basically braid them as if I'm going backwards. When my pointer finger is pointed forward, I add 1 extension to my hair. It goes above my pointer finger and below my pointer finger. The thumb and the pointer finger holds it in place. I braid down until I have my pointer finger facing outward again. I'm adding a second set of extension. 1 goes above the pointer finger, 1 goes below the pointer finger and is held with the thumb under the pointer finger. And then I braid it again. And then I add the 3rd piece. Same rules apply. And I continue this with every braid. Once I have the 3rd one in and it's secure, I braid the extension all the way down. Please excuse the ugly faces. My nails are sharp, so I'm kind of pointing myself in the head. And I've been at this all day, so I was like tired. And I won't bore you with the braid down because it's very basic. I would say if you do not know how to braid, then I would start with learning how to braid and then adding the extensions. But it's fairly simple. I continue braiding down to the end of the hair, and then I simply move on to the next part. The same rules apply. I will go over it again for a second time in case you missed it. It's not hard. I do take my time and detangle as I go. Like I said, my hair is not detangled at all. I'm leaving it up to the shea butter to get out all the knots. When I part, I make sure I part above the braid so that it's kind of staggered in and that there are no parts that are identical to the parts under it. So the box braids are staggered in. Here you'll see me adding just a little jam to secure my part. And then you'll see me adding my whipped shea to the length of the hair. And I do this every time on every braid. It helps lock in moisture. It also helps me detangle, which is what I'm doing here, my finger detangling. And I do not have to comb it through, but it gets every knot out. I promise you it does. And again, we're going to braid this. We have to separate it into 3. Very simple. 1. And I'm very gentle with my hair. Like I said, I have very fine strands. Here's the 2 additional. And it just comes apart like butter with the shea. And then I'll braid again. As you can see, I make sure I have a good grip on all 3 of the strands so that I can make sure that braid is tight. I'll move a little closer so you might be able to see better. And I'll start my braid. My pointer finger is facing outward. This is just what works for me. I once again will add in the braid above and below the pointer finger. I braid that one in. Once I get back to that same pointer finger facing outwards, it's being held by my pointer finger as well as my thumb on the bottom. I'm adding it to that top piece and the piece below the pointer finger. I grab the top piece and I begin to braid again. And when I get back around to my pointer finger facing outwards, again, I add another lock of hair, another extension. Very simple. That was my 3rd piece, I believe. And I continue to braid it all the way down. I make sure I have a tight grip the entire time because I do not want these to slip out, and it really works very easily. The braids locked in very well. It's not a hard process. So from here, I'm just going to continue to braid it down. It goes very quickly, actually. These braids, they took me about 7 hours to put in. And this is with me stopping to give lunch to the children and stopping to answer the phone, talk to friends. I was everywhere, but I wanted to make sure I kind of showed how I did the top portion of my hair, and that's what I'm doing right now. And you can tell I'm tired. It has been a long day, and like I said, it has been 7 hours, so I will continue to braid each down, and it's right here. I can actually tell you that each braid took me about, I want to say 2 minutes 13 seconds to do. Why did I time it? I don't know. I just wanted to know about how long it would take me to put them all in. That did not include separating it at all. It didn't include separating the hair. but this is me continuing, and I am almost done. Last braid. So now that we are on our last braid, I'm going to show the technique one more time. For those who are visual, you may need to see it and it makes sense to you. That's how I work. So last braid, 3 pieces. Pointer finger is pointing outwards. I add in an extension above the pointer finger, and then you'll see me poke it out there. That's where I'm sliding it under that finger. Making sure I have a great grip. I braid once. I braid around twice. The pointer finger is again outward. I'm going to slide the next extension under that pointer finger. Again. And I'm going to braid it in fully again. And then lastly, I'll do it one last time. And the pointer finger is outward again. And I'll add in that 3rd piece. Once the 3rd piece is added in and secured, I braid it to the end. A nice tight braid all the way down to the end. And I did braid these all the way to the end, and I dipped them in boiling hot water and dried them off, and I don't have any issues with them staying in. In positions like this, I kind of switched my braiding method, but it worked out just fine. So here it is. All in all, it was a fairly easy job. I think I could have done it a lot faster, but either way, it came out amazing. Here's a view. They are full, they are complete, and I love them. So here is the final results from my feed-in box braids. I love them. They are super cute. They're super lightweight. I love them. Let's see if I can get a better picture of the back. The parts I was not too much worried about, but they came out amazing. Let's get a picture of the back. So they are right at the top of my hips, and they are so nice. I think I'm going to wear them for about 3 weeks before I do something a little different. I don't really like a side part, so I'm sorry, a middle part, so I kind of created a side part again and put a couple of little trinkets in it, but I'm going to do more. Some more hair candy is going to go in it. But these are the final results. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, thank you for your support. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And in the meantime, I'll see you in between time.